I grew this trade to 4R using market structure, supply and demand, and pure price action analysis. And in this video, I'm going to break it down step by step so we can understand the repeatable framework behind it. But more importantly, I'll show you what I learned that I didn't fully understand before. And that's it's waiting for the right setup and waiting for entry confirmation before entering. That layer of patience and structure alignment changed the quality of my trade. My name is Vi. I've been trading for a few years and I'm still on the journey towards consistent profitability. My focus is mastering market structure, supply and demand, and live price action analysis to build real skills and eventually real financial freedom for me and my family. If you're on the same path, then let's sharpen our edge together. As a reminder, this is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. With that said, let's jump into the chart. So we can see on the 15-minute that we are bullish. This is our current trading zone between this low point and this high swing here. And so what we're doing is waiting for price to enter a key point of interest for ourselves. And for us, that area is around here. The reason is that because this sits under the 50% discount zone of this bullish leg. And if you notice, there is a nice accumulation, a manipulation, and a distribution up. And that is a telltale sign of a demand zone being created, which you can actually see on the 30 minutes a little bit clearer. So obviously everything's going to be scrunched up here, but we do have, a nice fair value gap being created as we run Asia high here. And so those signals tell us that there is a very good chance of some demand, buy orders being in this area so that if price can come back to it, we could see a reaction. So that is the hypothesis here for this trade. And what we're going to do, we'll remove the trade itself, and we've noted the demand zone of interest here with this green box. What we'll do is rewind back. We can see here that it's around 10 a.m. Eastern time. What we'll do is we'll drop down to the 15-minute, and as price action enters our zone, we'll drop into the 1-minute. And at this point, we're looking for a demand zone to break through an existing supply zone. That is our entry signal for going long in this case. And so what we're doing is waiting for confirmation. Price continues down. And for us at this point, it's really this last demand zone that created the push down. We want to identify this area because of the fair value gap it created and the fact that it ran through this previous low. So if we can see that taken, that would be our entry signal. But an interesting thing happens. We create another low and we essentially create another demand zone. Same concept, fair value gap created, and it ran this low. So if we can see now this broken, that tells us. And we keep playing price out here. We challenge, it's worth noting here that we challenge this demand zone and see an immediate reaction, telling us that there are some sellers there, but can more buyers jump in to overtake that level? Okay, we're going to keep playing price out. This is a huge battle between buyers and sellers. And eventually we do get a break. Okay, we get a break here. It's not by much. We can see that the level has been tested once, twice, 3 times. And now finally sellers break through with volume. You can tell by the displacement. And so at this point, we can put the trade on. We want to go to the 5-minute chart to see where we could kind of get an entry. It's very bunched up right now, so maybe going higher will tell us. Something I like to do is maybe look at the last, in this case, sell to buy. So this sell candle here could be an entry. Let's put that on maybe at the top of that candle and then stop just under the low here. Okay. And this is a backtest exercise as of August 2025 on US CAD. So what we want to do is just target 4R as we showed in the beginning, and this puts us in a great position because it's right around this area where there could be more sellers. And we're saying that because look at the great displacement we saw, aggressive move over the course of 45 minutes from sellers. And so once we run into this area, we want to make sure we're out of the trade and taking our profits, since we could expect to see a lot of side to side action. Okay, so if that's our trade, let's put it on for 1% and see how we go. Okay, trade is on. We're immediately tagged in, and as expected, price starts to move ahead. And once we hit this area, this little demand zone, this internal demand zone, I'm going to take profits. So as soon as that comes through, and maybe this will be another area of fair value gap that I'll take profits on as well. So right there we hit our first PT, so I'm going to take off 50% and keep going here. We're entering our second PT area, and price starts to move away from us. At this point, we can even look at adjusting our stops, right, to manage risk. What I'll do is I'll bring it to the bottom of this candle here that took us out of the zone initially. And so we've automatically managed our risk while taking profits off the table. We still haven't come quite to that area that we were looking at before as far as a take profit 2. Now we are in Asia session, so we're holding this overnight. Price comes near our break-even point, but doesn't quite take it. I'll say there's our second PT hit. So we can close another 50%, and at this point I'm just expecting now price to continue its upward momentum to our take profit. So I'm just going to play it out now. You can move stops up. At this point I moved to break even for sure, since I don't want to lose any profits, probably right below this Asia. If Asia low gets swept, I don't want to get taken out of the trade because it could very likely reverse and go to take profit. So I'll leave it just at break even, and then as London starts, we get our take profit. So that's the trade. So it took us a little while to get there, but it's a good thing that it did take us to take profit while we were able to take some dollars off the table along the way. So hopefully this trade helped you understand how you can use market structure, supply and demand, and price action to enter a trade and manage it properly. If the video helped you, subscribe and like and share. And if you want to see more of these type of analyses, then check out this video right here, and I'll see you there.